My brothers, listen carefully. We are standing at a time when the air feels heavy, the world feels uncertain, and something inside of you keeps whispering, something is coming. Maybe you've ignored that voice, maybe you've drowned it with distractions, but it doesn't leave you. That tension you feel in your chest is not random, it's a signal. September 2025 will not be just another month in the calendar. For many of you, it will become a mirror that shows you whether you've been wasting your life in weakness, excuses, and empty promises, or whether you've been quietly building yourself into the man who cannot be broken. The shocking truth is not about the world outside, it is about you. Life will test you, relationships will test you, finances, health, destiny, all of it will test you, and if you are not ready, September will break you. But if you are awake, disciplined, and prepared, September will become the month that launches you into a new life. Life never explodes without giving you signals. A storm never arrives without clouds, thunder, and a shift in the air. The same is true for your life. September 2025 is not coming to surprise you. It is coming to reveal what you have ignored for too long. Most people walk through life half asleep. They wake up tired, repeat the same routine, drown themselves in distractions, and then wonder why their soul feels restless. But if you are honest, you already know why. Life has been sending you warnings. Broken relationships, financial struggles, a restless mind, health issues, inner emptiness. All of these are signals. They are not random. They are reminders that you cannot continue the way you have been living. September is not about a date on the calendar. It is about alignment. It is the moment where your excuses will finally face your reality. Some of you will lose opportunities, not because life is unfair, but because you were unprepared. Some of you will feel betrayed by friends or partners, not because they suddenly changed, but because you ignored the signs long ago. And some of you will feel completely lost, not because destiny failed you, but because you refused to listen to the signals within. The truth is simple. The storm is never your enemy. The storm comes to test what is weak and to reveal what is strong. If your foundation is solid, built on discipline, self-respect, and clarity, the storm cannot move you. But if your foundation is weak, built on comfort, laziness, and denial, then even the smallest storm will destroy you. September 2025 will be the month that reveals your foundation. Ask yourself now, have you been preparing your mind, your body, and your spirit? Or have you been waiting, hoping, and complaining? Because waiting will not save you. Hoping will not protect you. Complaining will not prepare you. You must understand, the signs of the storm are already visible. Look at your relationships. Are they supporting your growth or draining your energy? Look at your habits. Do they make you stronger or weaker each day? Look at your mind. Are you feeding it with discipline or poisoning it with doubt and comparison? The man or woman who ignores these signals will call September a curse, but the one who reads them, accepts them, and transforms through them will call September the beginning of a new life. So when the storm comes, do not ask why me. Instead, stand tall and say, this is the moment I was preparing for. When life tests you, it does not ask for your dreams. It does not ask for your intentions. It only asks for your discipline. Dreams inspire you, intentions motivate you, but only discipline protects you when the storm arrives. Think about it. How many times have you promised yourself change? Tomorrow I will wake up early. Next week I will start eating better. This year I will focus on my goals. And yet tomorrow comes and you sleep in. Next week comes and you return to old habits. The year passes and nothing has changed. Why? Because intention without discipline is weakness disguised as hope. September 2025 is not going to reward your promises. It is going to measure your discipline. Every storm separates those who talk from those who act. When the rain falls, when the pressure rises, when fear takes over, only discipline keeps you standing. Discipline is not punishment. Discipline is freedom. The person who is disciplined with their mind is free from anxiety. The person who is disciplined with their body is free from disease. The person who is disciplined with their habits is free from chaos. But the one who avoids discipline becomes a prisoner of their own laziness. Look at your life right now. If you feel restless, if you feel weak, if you feel trapped, it is because you have allowed comfort to become your master. Comfort is the enemy of growth. It whispers, relax, you have time, do it tomorrow. And tomorrow becomes weeks. Weeks become months. Months become years. And suddenly, you wake up in September, realizing you wasted everything. Shi Heng Yi teaches, the Shaolin path is not about strength of the body alone. It is about the discipline of the mind. When a monk trains, he repeats the same movement thousands of times, not because it is exciting, but because discipline transforms weakness into mastery. The same applies to you. Your daily actions, what you eat, what you think, how you speak, how you spend your time, are your training. They decide whether you will survive the storm or be destroyed by it. September is a mirror. It will show you exactly who you are. If you have practiced self-control, patience, and focus, September will reward you with clarity. If you have wasted time, ignored warnings, and indulged in laziness, September will punish you with chaos. But the choice is still yours. Discipline is not something given to you. It is something you build. Every time you choose action over excuses, every time you choose silence over drama, every time you choose effort over comfort, you are building the strength that will carry you through. Do not wait for September to test you. Begin today. Refuse to let laziness decide your future. Because when the storm comes, discipline will either be your shield, or the lack of it will become your destruction. Fear is the oldest enemy of the human mind. It has no shape, no substance, and yet it has destroyed more lives than hunger, war, or disease. Why? Because fear paralyzes you before the battle even begins. September 2025 will not only test your body or your habits, it will test how you face fear. And here is the truth. Most people will fail not because the challenge is too great, but because their fear is greater than their faith. Fear comes in many disguises. For some, it is the fear of losing money. For others, it is the fear of losing relationships. For many, it is simply the fear of being alone, misunderstood, or unloved. But no matter the form, fear thrives on one thing: your belief in its power. Understand this. Fear is an illusion. It is a story your mind tells you. The event has not happened yet, and still you suffer as if it already did. You rehearse failure in your imagination until you convince yourself that failure is the only outcome. This is why fear destroys more dreams than failure ever could. Shi Heng Yi often reminds his students, when fear arises, ask yourself, who is the master and who is the servant? If fear controls your decisions, then you are the servant and fear is the master. But if you see fear for what it is, just a thought, you can rise above it. Think of the Shaolin monk training at night. His body is tired, his muscles ache, his mind whispers, stop. Fear tells him, you will injure yourself, you cannot do more. But instead of believing it, he takes one more step, and then another, and then another. the fear does not vanish, but it loses its power. Because fear cannot control an individual who acts in spite of it. This is exactly what you must do in September. Fear will whisper, the future is uncertain. Fear will scream, you cannot handle what is coming. And you must respond with silence and action. Silence to refuse its lies, action to prove its weakness. Remember, fear grows in darkness, but it dies in the light of truth. The truth is that you are stronger than your fear. The truth is that storms pass, but your courage can remain. The truth is that fear only rules those who allow it to. If you let fear guide your steps in September, you will walk into destruction. But if you recognize fear as illusion, you will discover freedom, and in that freedom, clarity and power will rise within you. Do not pray for a life without fear. Pray for the strength to act even when fear is present, because fear is not the end. Fear is the test, and once you pass it, you will realize it was never real to begin with. Most people pray for strength, but refuse the path that creates it. They want clarity, but avoid discipline. They want results, but resist sacrifice. And when the storm comes, they collapse. Not because they were weak, but because they never trained themselves to be strong. September 2025 will separate the disciplined from the distracted. Those who prepared their minds and bodies will stand tall. Those who lived in laziness, excuses, and comfort will break under pressure. Discipline is not punishment. Discipline is freedom. Think of the Shaolin monk rising before the sun. While the world sleeps, he trains. He repeats the same strikes, the same movements, day after day, year after year. Why? Because he knows when chaos comes, his body and mind will not fail him. That is the power of discipline. It transforms effort into instinct. Without discipline, life controls you. With discipline, you control life. Ask yourself honestly, how many times did you know what to do, but you didn't do it? How many times did you say, tomorrow I will start, tomorrow becomes next week, next month, and then suddenly the opportunity is gone? This is why discipline matters. It eliminates the gap between knowing and doing. Shi Heng Yi says, discipline is not about forcing the body, it is about training the mind to remember what is important. When you build discipline, you no longer ask yourself, do I feel like it? Feelings do not matter. You act because the action is necessary. In September, when fear and distraction rise, discipline will be your weapon. When people panic, you will breathe. When people complain, you will act. When people hesitate, you will step forward. And that small difference will decide everything. Do not confuse discipline with perfection. You will fail. You will stumble, but discipline means you rise again, no matter how many times you fall. A disciplined person does not wait for motivation. He creates it through movement. Imagine two paths, one of discipline, the other of comfort. Comfort feels good today, but destroys tomorrow. Discipline feels heavy today, but builds strength for tomorrow. Which one will you choose when September comes? The truth is, without discipline, you cannot win any battle, whether physical, mental, or spiritual. And with discipline, no battle is truly lost. So from this moment, train your mind, train your body. Even in small ways, wake up earlier, read when you want to scroll, exercise when you want to rest, meditate when you want to complain. Each small act of discipline builds an invisible wall around you, a wall of strength that no storm can break. When chaos arrives, do not hope for safety. Create it with discipline. Because in the end, discipline is not about controlling your day. It is about controlling your destiny, and only the disciplined will rise in September 2025. There are moments in life when the world shakes and you are forced to wake up. September 2025 is not just another month. It is a mirror that will reveal who you truly are when the noise fades and the truth demands to be seen. Most people live half asleep. They repeat routines without questioning. They chase money without meaning. They run after pleasure but end up empty. And then, when crisis strikes, they ask, why me? Why now? But the truth is, life was always sending signals. You simply ignored them. Awakening is painful because it requires breaking illusions. The illusion that people will always be there for you. The illusion that time is unlimited. The illusion that comfort means safety. In September, these illusions will fall, and only awareness will save you. Awareness means seeing reality as it is, not as you wish it to be. When you are aware, fear cannot control you. When you are aware, manipulation cannot trap you. When you are aware, you no longer live on autopilot. You live with purpose. Shi Heng Yi says, the eyes are open, but most people are blind. True vision comes from awareness, not sight. What he means is this. If you cannot recognize the patterns of your own mind, the world will control you. But if you awaken, even in chaos, you will remain untouchable. Awakening also means responsibility. Once you see the truth, you cannot unsee it. You cannot go back to sleep. You must act differently, live differently, choose differently. This is why many fear awakening, because it demands change. But remember this, awareness is not a burden. It is liberation. When you awaken, you stop blaming others. You stop being a victim. You stop waiting for miracles. You realize you are the miracle. You carry within you the same force that shaped the mountains, the same energy that fuels the stars. September will test if you are awake or asleep. The asleep will drown in distraction, fear, and noise. The awake will move in silence, clarity, and power. So how do you awaken? Start by observing yourself. Watch your thoughts without judgment. Notice when anger rises, when fear whispers, when excuses appear. Do not fight them, just see them, because the moment you see clearly, you are no longer controlled by them. Next, detach from the unnecessary. Limit what drains your mind: pointless conversations, endless scrolling, toxic environments. Every distraction is a thief of awareness. Guard your attention as if it were gold. Finally, practice presence. In every breath, in every step, in every action. Be here now, not lost in the past, not worried about the future. Awareness is the art of living fully awake in the present moment. In September, awakening will not be optional. It will be survival. Those who awaken will see the opportunity hidden in the crisis. Those who sleep will miss it forever. So remember, awakening is not about light. It is about seeing clearly, even in the dark. When the storm ends, there are always two types of people: those who are broken and those who are reborn. September 2025 is not just about surviving. It is about transforming. Because the true purpose of any trial is not to destroy you. It is to change you. Most people misunderstand transformation. They think it means becoming someone else. But real transformation is becoming who you were always meant to be. It is removing the masks, burning the excuses, and stepping into your real power. Shi Heng Yi teaches, do not ask for life to be easier, ask to be stronger. This is the foundation of transformation. If September shakes your world, don't pray for comfort, pray for clarity. Don't pray for fewer challenges, pray for greater courage. Transformation begins with one decision. I refuse to live as I did before. When you decide, everything changes. Weakness becomes discipline, confusion becomes vision, fear becomes fuel, the crisis becomes your training ground. Think of the seed buried in the soil. Darkness surrounds it, pressure pushes against it, but that very pressure cracks the shell, forcing it to rise. Without that breaking, no growth is possible. You are that seed. September is the soil. The pressure you feel is not punishment, it is preparation. To transform, you must first release. Release the weight of old stories. I am not good enough, I don't deserve happiness, my time has passed. These are lies you carry, and they are chains. Transformation requires letting them go, even if it feels like tearing part of yourself away. Next, embrace discipline. Transformation is not a single moment, it is a lifestyle. Wake up earlier, train your body, sharpen your mind. Guard your energy. Transformation is not about motivation, it is about consistency. Every small act becomes a brick in the foundation of your new self. Then align with purpose. Ask yourself, what am I here for? What can I give? What will I build? Transformation is never selfish. It always connects you to something larger than yourself. When your purpose is clear, no storm can move you. Finally, embody silence. True transformation is quiet. The loud talk about change. The awakened simply live it. Do not waste energy convincing others. Show them through your strength, your peace, your resilience. Let your transformation speak louder than words. And remember this: September is not the end. It is only a doorway. The lessons you learn, the strength you gain, the awareness you cultivate, these will guide you long after the world forgets the noise of this season. You are not called to survive. You are called to rise, to transform, to lead yourself beyond fear, beyond distraction, beyond weakness. So as this chapter closes, make a vow. I will not leave September the same person I entered it as. This is your moment. This is your test. And if you embrace transformation, nothing, no crisis, no enemy, no storm, can ever break you again.